G'day everyone, Goober here with another Torchlight Infinite Sandlord season video. Every season they send out a seasonal survey. They do give you the Jagged Primos just because, but they strongly encourage everyone to fill out the survey. So in this video I'm just going to go through and fill out the survey with my thoughts and maybe encourage someone else to do the same. I am old, apparently, according to this. Have I watched? Yes, it is 2 weeks into the season, so you'd hope you've watched the season preview. Other Goober's YouTube channel. Put that as well. Am I an influencer? I don't think I really influence people. Within the last 6 months, 20 hours playing Diablo 4. No thank you. No thank you. No, it was a year ago that last Path of Exile season came out. What is this? Soul Knight prequel. I was hoping it would have an option to type in there. I was going to write, what about Hero Siege? I haven't played Hero Siege, but I hear it's really good. Who are your most watched content creators or streamers? Only watch TLI. Oh. Why is that a requirement? What if I haven't played any of those? Do I just... whatever? How would you rate the overall current season? I'd say it's mostly pretty good. I think there is some major improvements, especially to the Oasis. What I enjoy with stuff like city builders is being able to build up an economy or something in there. Like if I could invest 100,000 gold to passively get some of these materials, because you farm for hours and it only really generates enough to keep that going. So maybe if there was a skill tree here that could increase the drop rates of these items, that would be cool. Even if it cost a bunch of gold, even if it cost, let's say it cost 10,000 meat to get 10% extra drop rate for that, I would gladly put 10 hours worth of meat into that to boost that in the long run. Maybe up to 100% extra, then eventually I would only have to farm for 2 hours to gain 4 hours worth of materials and something like that. But as it is now, the logistics department really chews through all of your resources quite quickly, and it's a little disappointing. I'm currently doing Utopia, so I just got all of my magic crystal guys making the same thing. And there's no difference in value for the others, so I just have them split for now. Maybe when I focus on something else here, then I might change that, but for right now I'm just doing Utopia. Anywho, back to the thingo. What is the hero trait you use most this season? Well, there's only really one hero trait here worth playing, and that is of course Charge Calling Commander Moto, because Boom Moto is triple S plus God tier, and everyone else is just a little bit average. How would you rate this hero trait? It is phenomenal. None of the above. I do like it, so it is pretty easy to run around and have your minions explode. And you just stack minion skill level and command. Physical, that sort of thing. How would you rate overall? It's, I don't hate it, but it could be a lot better. I disagree with this. This, definitely. The drop rates in trade and stuff. Whilst you can get really, really good rewards, and that is generally from, let's just go back to the Oasis. So when you are looking at the trades, around the islands they'll have different things up here. So this one says it gives a moderate amount of gear and commodities. Commodities will be bought back when the airship returns after completing the order. Now that's moderate. Garbage. Down here for reservoir, it's going to give lots of gear and commodities. Utopia gives loads of gear and commodities. And Jungle Island gives moderate. Now you can refresh it and maybe that will update it. Moderate, 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 moderate. Maybe level 4 Jungle can't give more than moderate. But Utopia, I think loads is the best. Now this is a little bit of a trap. Now when you are loading the thing, you can overload like this, and that is great. However, if we go back to what we just read, loads of gear and commodities will be brought back when the airship returns after completing the order. So if you do what I did last time, getting it to level 2, I just did that every single time, and it actually, I actually ripped myself off a bit. So it would bring back, every day it would bring back about 200 flame elementium. However, it's the completion stage that gets you the most return, because you get the boosted reward for completing the order. So you're better off saving up until you can complete the order in one hit or close to one hit, unless you unless you've got over 10 million of supply, then you would want to just load it up, but just hit short of the total cap there. And then on your next trip, just load it up and have 10 million of the resource, and then you'll get a massive 10 mil return, plus you'll get the loads of gear and commodities buff as well, which is often a double reward screen. So just keep that in mind. If you are going for Utopia, don't do what I did and just send a 20,000 crystals thing. Send a 10 mil shipment to get that to level 2. I'm gonna see in a few days when that gets to level 3 if I'm right, but I am fairly positive that I am right. The acquisition of advanced labourers is too difficult. I don't really have... there's definitely lack of depth. I don't really have any advanced labourers. I do have some pretty good ones, but I haven't really been focusing on this strategy too much. I'll show you my guys here. So I've got order quantity, and order to be doubled, order quantity, order doubled, and then eventually that one will be order doubled, order quantity. The rest of these are pretty garbage because I don't see any point of doing multiple orders, because it seems the more that you put in there, the more that you get out. And gliders, these are only good for the surprise events, and they chew a ton of gold, so I just haven't bothered because I've been focusing on Keegan and not really focusing on mapping. But if I do more mapping, then I'll have far more gold to do that. It is bad because materials cost far too much. And there are some things, like the popular hero traits, cost more than other hero traits. punish the people that want to have the good heroes. Who cares? It's a single player game that you can play online with other people. It's not complex. Yeah, well, there you go. They even have it there as an option. So I'll remove that. Actually, punishing certain hero traits with excessive cost is insane. How would you rate the crafting experience this current season? I love the crafting. It is so simple. How would you rate the variety of possible builds? There is quite a lot of builds, even though a fair few of the top ones are just split shot. That happens every season, but there is more than one class that you can play. Game balancing is pretty good. Is there? There's not going to be a option to... Deep space is kind of shite. Deep space sucks. But I'm not quite there yet in gear. I will be soon. So we'll see how that goes. How would you rate the looting experience? It doesn't seem like you get much more from maps as you go up. So that's disappointing. What do you think of the in-game translation? I helped with it, so it's fantastic. Bias. Would you like to continue experiencing? Of course. Yes. Goober is the bomb. Deep space is massively unrewarding. There is no exclusive card drops. There needs to be plus 500% drop quantity. And a massive buff to ultimate legendary drop rates in deep space. But anyway, that's what I've got for my submission of the Sandlord season survey. Hopefully everyone else puts theirs in as well, and we can continue to make the game better for everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.